Welcome, Saluki fans. Mike Reese with new Saluki Hall of Famer George Loukas. Welcome, sir. 46 years after you played, and the honor comes. So what are you thinking? You could have any number of emotions, I'm sure.
Well, I'm very honored, and I'm very humbled by the opportunity to step in the Hall of Fame.
Did you think it might happen? 46 years?
No.
If it hadn't happened by now?
Well, you know, I had gone to junior college, and I played football at Wilson Junior College in Chicago, and I had visited the campus of Southern Illinois, and I said to my dad, Dad, I'd like to go down there. And he says, he was working in the steel mills at the time, and he had no spare money. He says, if you want to go away, go work in the mills, save your money, and do whatever you want to do.
So you came here without a scholarship?
I walked on without a scholarship. I had enough money for 1 quarter.
Well, that sounds familiar.
And it was do or die.
Yeah, and you did.
I did. Well, you know what? I was very what's it called? Disenchanted. I thought I could have started, not started. I thought I could have made the team and played defensive back. I came down as a quarterback, defensive back, and punter. And as it turned out, the coach redshirted me, and I really didn't show anything outstanding until the freshman team played the scout team. And on that particular day, I ran the ball and I threw an option pass and scored a couple touchdowns. And the coach, after practice, said, "Come see me in the office, George." And he I walked upstairs to his office, and he says, "George, we're going to give you a full ride."
And you did what? And you did what?
Well, I thanked the coach, and then when I walked out of his office, I celebrated. It was either get a scholarship or go back home to the steel mills.
Bet Dad was excited.
My dad. Yes, he was.
1,052 yards in 1971 for you. Was that a special season, a memorable season? Did you feel like, man, I have accomplished something? The 1,000 yards was a big deal, especially at that time.
You know what? That previous spring, what was really an accomplishment that I had was in order for us to get our okay from coach to make the team that following fall, we had to run the half mile under 2:20. And the first time I ran it in '69, I ran it in 2:20 plus, which meant I didn't make under 2:20. And when I had visited coach and asked him if I could walk on, he never told me about this method of
making the team.
Making the team yeah. is running the half mile. So they finally realized I was in shape, but so I was, like I said, I didn't make the cut at that point. So through the techniques and coaching of the head coach and all the winter workouts that they gave us, I got in great shape. And the next time we ran that half mile, I did it in 2:08, which to me is it broke the barrier for everything. There was nothing I couldn't do.
It took over 12 seconds off of the thing. Wow.
Yeah, that was amazing.
You ran for 224 against Wichita in '71, 35 carries. What do you remember about that game? 35 carries.
I had carry number 36 that was 57 yards, which was called back because one of my linemen was holding, which would have given me the single game rushing record as well as the number of carries. Man. But the problem with that particular day was I got those yards, but we lost the game, and that was not the way it should go.
Yeah. How would you describe your running style, George?
Well,
I've heard rugged, I've heard physical.
Well, my 2 older brothers were captains of their football teams at Wisconsin and Northwestern. And they were captains of their teams. They were 3-year starters at their positions. And here I was, a athlete, student athlete that was a very poor academic in academics, and I had to go through the military prep school for 1 year, then junior college, and then come in as a walk-on. And I went through a lot of steps to get to where I wanted to go, and at every challenge, whatever was there in front of me that was holding me back, I either ran over it or went around it, and I set goals for myself, and thank God I achieved those goals.
One of the best rushers in Saluki history. Some of the younger people watching this may say you deserve the Hall of Fame for owning the Cubby Bear.
Well, you know what?
Would you take it for that too?
Well, you know what? That's back in '78 when my brother and I bought the building. My older brother and I. It was a Friday night, a dreary Friday night, about 10:30 in the evening, and there was nobody on the street of Clark and Addison, which is directly across the street from Wrigley Field. And I was the only person in the bar, and I said to myself, I said, boy, I hope and pray that I can survive to see this neighborhood change from, you know, what's it called, a naked street to a prosperous street. And fortunately, I was able to persevere, and I'm still there, still the owner of that property.
Congratulations, and thank you for the time.
Thank you, and it's a pleasure.
George Loukas, Saluki Hall of Famer.
Thank you.